Okay.
Okay. The City of Rollingwood Community Development Corporation meeting for Thursday, October 8th is now called to order. Roll call, please. Please state your name.
Becky Kittleman.
Rebecca Thompsonoon.
David Smith, present.
Pat Sheehan, present. Do we have any other members present?
That's everybody, and you have Amber Lewis and Ashley Wayman here.
All right. Thank you. Let's go next to the public comments. Do we have anybody wishing to address the RCDC for public comments?
We do not have anybody of the public here.
Okay, next would be item 3. Pursuant to the Texas Local Government Code, Section 505.152, public hearing and possible action on project to make certain improvements that will enhance the recreational and community facilities, including athletic facilities, in various locations within the Rollingwood Park, and to authorize an expenditure in the amount not to exceed $30,000. We approved this expenditure last meeting, and this is a posting, so that we need to see if anybody wants to comment on it or has anything to say about it.
Correct. If you want to call the time that that you open up the public hearing, give time for the public to make comment, and then time that you close the public hearing.
Okay, the public hearing is now open at 10:07. Is there any comments from the public about the $30,000 expenditure in improvements to the Rollingwood City Park? I hear none, so I will now close the meeting at 10:08 and go back to the regular meeting of the Rollingwood Community Development Corporation.
And Pat, as you were saying, this was initially just brought to the RCDC as an idea to see if it was something RCDC would be interested in pursuing. And y'all gave it a thumbs up. So now we are bringing it through the statutorily required process to have a public hearing, and then it will go to the council to be adopted on 2 readings. And in that time period, there is opportunity for the citizens to petition and call an election on this project, should they choose to do so.
Okay, so we've done number 3, and now we're doing number 4 on the agenda.
Would you ask for a motion to take some sort of action on the park improvement project?
Is there a motion on the $30,000 expenditure to improve Rollingwood City Park?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, David. So we've got a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Okay. All those in favor, please, I guess, state your name. Pat Sheehan.
David Smith.
Rebecca Thompsonoon.
Becky Kittleman.
All right. Thank you. The motion carries 4-0. So now we go to number 5.
Now we go to number 4. We're going to open up the public hearing again, and then close it, and then ask for a motion.
All right. So the public hearing is now in session. We are at 10:10 a.m. Do we have anybody in the public that wishes to speak on the motion that's been approved for the $30,000 in expenditures and improvements to the Rollingwood City Park? Not hearing any public wishing to speak on the motion. Can I now close that hearing?
Yes.
at 11 a.m. Do we need a motion now, Amber? Another one?
Yes, please.
Okay, we need
If there are any questions about this, this would pay for half of the comprehensive plan, and a large piece of the comprehensive plan is to look at the commercial corridor and examine current and future land use. And so council during budget season asked if we could present it to the RCDC to see if they would be interested in paying for half of the plan.
now this is number 5.
They've already decided not to do the multi-house, right? That was kicked out of the comprehensive plan, correct?
Blanket upzoning was kicked out of the comprehensive plan.
So really, number 5 is for legal advice about the MOPAC improvements south and the impacts on the city's commercial corridor.
Yeah, did we take action on number 4?
No, we haven't.
Okay, so we need to go back to number 4. Is there a
Yeah, and I
motion?
was just asking, what is the blanket? What does that mean? I just want to make sure that there's no multi-housing possibility before I vote on this.
I don't know what will come out of the plan. You know, what they said is it won't be multifamily, highest density possible on every property along the commercial corridor. That's what the council voted on. Ashley, am I missing anything?
No, I don't think so. So basically we're already going forward with the plan, and we're in the process right now. We just created the comprehensive plan strike force, and they will be working on this for the next probably 6 months. So basically they just brought the second half of the expenditures that will fall in this fiscal year to RCDC to for y'all to consider help funding it, because it does fall within the projects that you would be able to approve.
Right. It's for business development or for improvement in the commercial corridor. Okay, is there a motion on number 4? Do we need to table that for the next meeting?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Do we have legal counsel on?
We do.
Okay. It's David Smith. If I'm the RCDC representative on the strike force, can I make a motion to approve?
An issue with that, if she has something she wants to.
Couldn't hear you.
I'm not sure who that was. Megan? Oh, there you go.
Can you repeat that?
David, can you repeat what you were
Yes,
stating?
it's David Smith. I'm the RCDC representative on the 13-member strike force, and I just want to make sure procedurally there's not an issue with me making a motion to approve that budgetary item with my position.
Amber, do you have a response?
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
I can hear
Yes.
you, Megan.
As the attorney for the EDC,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
cannot
I'm fine with
advise
that.
you
I'm okay with it.
specifically on that question. Sorry.
So David, you can make it sound like the attorney said he was okay with it, and you could make a motion to.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? I'll second it. So we've got a motion to approve number 4, the 30 for the RCDC to pay not to exceed $30,000 in the expenses for the comprehensive plan. Let's now vote. Everybody, please state your name and say whether you vote for or against. Pat Sheehan, 4.
Rebecca Thompson, 4.
David Smith, 4.
Becky Kittleman, 4.
All right. With the item 4, the vote is 4-0 and carries. RCDC to pay up to the $30,000. Now we go to item 5.
Yes.
Amber, can you explain item 5 to us?
Sure. Item 5, it is exactly how you explained it, Pat. It is to assist with any legal analysis necessary to evaluate the design of MOPAC South and the potential impact on the city's commercial corridor, and which may have an impact on our ability to promote new and expanded business development.
Where is the development of MOPAC South?
Yeah, and this is David Smith. Let me jump in real quick. I'm going to formally recuse myself from number 5 because I've done MOPAC South advisory work for the city, and so I have a financial interest.
Okay. Amber, do you want to go ahead and tell us where that is as far as the expansion on MOPAC South?
From what I understand, it's been on hold, and I think the pandemic put it on hold.
And Amber, I can fill in status and background if you want me to, real quick.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So internally at CTRMA, they're kind of it's on hold, but internally they're coming up with kind of behind the scenes. They're coming up with what's going to be their preferred alternative. They want to roll out their preferred alternative in another public meeting, public hearing type context. And Amber's absolutely right. Because of COVID, they're trying to figure out what the best format for that is going to be, because traditionally they have a open house where they invite people to come in and view plans and have discussions and et cetera, followed by a public comment period. Because of COVID, I think they're weighing, whether or not it's wise to forego a in-person open house and instead do a sort of virtual open house. So they were supposed to have that open house in kind of the June timeframe, but I think they're just kind of on hold right now with all the COVID shutdown. But they are, working behind the scenes to come up with what their preferred design alternative is going to be to put on the table.
Can we table this until there's more information?
Well, I think the point is to have legal services ready if they do run out with their preferred design. That way we are prepared to evaluate that design immediately, because they're going to be on a time schedule that only would meet state statute, which would be pretty quick. And so we would need enough time to understand the impact.
What are the projected costs, legal fees, total legal fees projected?
This would be in an amount not to exceed $40,000.
I know, but who else is going to help pay for it, and what do they predict that it'll cost?
Well, the city contributed funds to this effort last year. We don't know what it'll cost because we haven't seen the preferred design. So we just, this actually came from Councilmember Patillo as an exceptional item to the budget. And council asked if we would send it to RCDC, since the primary concern of the MOPAC design is its impact on obviously the Bee Cave corridor, but there also is an impact potentially to the residential side of Rollingwood with regard to elevation of the lanes. But for this purpose, we need an evaluation of how it will affect the commercial corridor.
Okay.
And at one point, we did receive a design where they cut access. They were going to make everybody go down to, David, remind me.
Yeah, it's basically they were going to turn let me see if I sum this up, and you're going to have to visualize this. They were going to basically close, and this was just a thought in response to some of the questions we had asked. They were going to close the segment of bee caves that went underneath MOPAC, and essentially make it to where it was it visualized at a very large traffic circle from
I remember all that.
up to Barton Skyway.
Yeah, I remember that.
So there's no guarantee that RCDC will spend any of these dollars this year. It's just it's on the ready.
Yeah. Hey, Amber, can y'all hear me?
We can, Barry.
Okay, finally, thank God. Okay, so just to be succinct with this, I mean, my initial thoughts as we look at the long-term planning of the city itself from the commercial side, this actually piece here is probably the most important thing that we can do over the next 5 to 10 years, because if this goes into effect as the most extreme example, our commercial corridor will be greatly impacted. So regardless of the amount of funds required, I mean, this is something that we have to be at the ready for to make sure that we can at least do our best to prevent it from happening. Otherwise, we won't have a commercial corridor, and you'll have a two-tier interstate system, essentially, right? So our quality of life will be more impacted, more so than what was planned for mixed-use development, right? So
I now understand what this is. I didn't at first. I didn't know what the fees were for. So I would. Are we asking for?
Let's have a motion.
Did we do a public hearing? I'm sorry. Did we open and close a public hearing, or did I miss that?
No,
we have not yet.
Okay. For item 5, we're going to have a public hearing, and it's 10:23 a.m. The public hearing is now open for any public comments on item 5 in regard to the $40,000 not to exceed legal expenditures in regard to the MOPAC South expansion. So, not hearing any public comments, I'm going to close the public hearing on item 5 at 10:24 a.m. and entertain a motion from RCDC to vote on item 5.
So
I'll make a motion.
Yep. Go ahead. Yep. I'll second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor state their name, and we'll go from there. Pat Sheehan's in favor.
Becky Kittleman in favor.
Rebecca Thompson.
Yep. Go ahead, Rebecca. Sorry. It's hard to know who goes.
Rebecca Thompson in favor.
Barry Del Cambry in favor.
David Smith recused.
Okay, so now we've had the vote. All the people that did vote voted in favor, and David Smith recused. So that motion carries. Number 6 is discussion of the RCDC.
Pat, before we move on to the regular agenda, I think we skipped over the consent agenda, the minutes. Can we return to item 2 and take care of those?
Okay. My printout, item 2 got cut off. Okay. So the minutes from the last meeting, is that what we're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Can you help me?
Yes, sir.
So is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented for the last meeting in September of the RCDC?
I'll make a motion to
Is there a
accept.
second? Okay, we've got a motion in favor of approving the minutes from the September 2020 meeting of the RCDC and seconded. All those in favor state their name. Pat Sheehan.
Becky Kittleman.
Rebecca Thompson.
Barry O'Cambry.
David Smith in favor.
Okay. So the motion carries. And I guess one other thing we haven't is Barry came into the meeting in the middle. So we need to add him to the attendees.
Yes, we will add him.
All right. Now can we go to number 6?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is for any discussion on the RCDC financials through August of 2020. And I think the first thing I want to ask, Amber, the year end is 9/30.
Yes, sir.
So we've got one more month left in the year for RCDC's financials. So it'll be the month of September. So the numbers we're looking at are through August, which is 11 months. And I would point out on page 2, which is the second to the last page in the package, which has the RCDC fund and the sales tax revenue that was collected in August was $14,344. And we've got $145,000 year to date in revenue versus a budget of $130,000. So we're over budget on our revenue. And also that on the balance sheet for the RCDC corporation, the total assets are $389,519, which is primarily cash and cash investments. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
No.
Having no more questions and comments, do we want to go ahead and set the meeting date now for the next meeting, Amber? Inside the agenda now, or wait?
Yes, we can tentatively schedule it for November the 12th. Does this time work okay for everybody, the 10 a.m.?
Fine for me.
It works for me.
During the day is a challenge, but I can do my best to make it. It was better when it was evening. I know we can't all make evenings now, but this is Barry O'Cambry, by the way. The 10 a.m. is a challenge. But let's just keep it. If it works for everyone else, I'll just figure out a way to continue to make it work. So.
All right.
Okay, and we may not have anything for the next month, but we'll keep y'all posted.
Okay.
Okay.
So you'll give us a notice if we're for the next month about the meeting if we need one, Amber, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Becky. There's been a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, just say aye.
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 All right. The motion passes. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, Pat. Great job.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.